Okay, in this email, I'm going to show you about the email campaign that I set up for this. And a few things I want to point out. One is that I have a lot of emails going out over a period of about a week and a half to 2 weeks. So I use a software called Ontraport. You can check it out if you like. The basic version of Ontraport is $79 a month. I'm using like the pro version of it. It has a lot of features on it that are pretty advanced, but don't let that intimidate you or anything. There's a lot of software platforms that if you just want to send emails, you could use. MailChimp is a popular one. Ontraport is a more powerful marketing automation software. Like even the basic version would cap out at 1,000 emails. But if you want to grow into something, you can certainly get that. But I think this software is probably overkill for most musicians. But either way, the features that I'm going to show you, just being able to send out bulk emails to a list in a sequence, is a pretty basic function that's available most likely through most software platforms. I just want to don't be intimidated by the software. Just if you have Constant Contact or some of those other less expensive software programs, they should be able to do this. So you'll notice that I have a sequence here. The way the sequence works is it'll mail the emails as I write them. I put them into a sequence. It goes out over a certain period. I'm sending them out every few days. Now you'll notice again that I did change my messaging halfway through because we weren't selling that many CDs. We weren't doing too many of these free autograph CDs, so I started doing the buy one get one free. So, and another thing that I want to point out too is that my open rate is not all that great. I mean, if you look down here, it starts here. You can see my open rate is only about. It averages around 10%. I think it says on here. Oh well, yeah, emails clicked. So emails sent 21,000. The open rate as it was around 10%. The emails clicked was only 190, so not that many. Now I'm not going to let that get me discouraged. It's just all the more reason for me to send multiple messages. You may be looking at this and you're thinking, I don't want to bug these people. I don't want to, but I've just found that, again, I don't think that's accurate as far as the open rate goes or the click rate, but you'll notice that that if you have 10% of people open with one message, that means I mean, it's the same T-shirt offer in the next message. That means these are probably different people, right? So the same people that are going to open this message are probably not going to be the same people that open this message. So my point being is that's 1,300 people that open the email, and they can see what the email is about. They can see that it's about a T-shirt, buy one get one free T-shirt offer. So I think it's just absolutely essential that you send multiple emails, because bottom line is that people just are not going to open your emails most of the time, and they may not even see the email. It may go to their spam folder, and if you have Google. If you're sending to Gmail addresses, sometimes it gets sent into their promotions folder, which is kind of like being sent to spam. So, all the more reason you really need to send multiple messages over time to your list to get the message across to people to make sales. Now, you do want to also send emails that are going to be of interest to them, give them some kind of value. And I'll give you an example of that. There's a couple unique things that I did. First, I also sent an email that talked about my 13 favorite albums. Took me a long time to write this, but this is trying to give them value. Now, you'll notice on this one, I also did put links to the promotion. So I'm inserting that offer in there, and I think that's as a great rule of thumb is that you really always want to have an offer. It doesn't hurt anything that even when you're putting value in there. I had to really think this through. Our fans of our band are typically fans of they're music fans. They want to know interesting new albums that they could check out. Even if they just click one, they'd be like, oh, I've never heard that album before, and they go check it out. And these are all just links to YouTube, where they have these entire albums listed. they can go maybe check it out, and it's given them some kind of value, something that they didn't know before or something that they haven't heard before. So, um, but I'm also putting a promotion in there for the t-shirts. And, if I really want, I could go check and see how many people click through. Now, I don't know if they're clicking through. I could track it possibly on this, which link did they click through, the t-shirt or to the thing, but I really don't care that much. Um, Another thing that I did is I sent the reason we canceled our July and August shows. Now I was sick. I was actually in the hospital for a while. I'm fine now, but I gave a description of that I went fishing and I was having life is good now. And I went ahead and I put in there one of the reasons we ran the buy one get one free t-shirt promotion is to generate funds since we had to cancel so many gigs in July and August, which is 100% the truth. Now, again, don't know how many people clicked or if anybody clicked on these, but there's nothing wrong with doing it this way. So again, I'm giving them something, I think it's semi-interesting to read if they care about my health and they're curious to know why we canceled 2 months worth of shows, and they're maybe a little concerned about the band and why we haven't been playing live. And but I went ahead and threw in this promotional code, and I gave them a very legitimate reason. Maybe it's a reason that maybe we went ahead and somebody pulled the trigger and said, well, I can support the band and buy, spend $30 on a T-shirt. That's not a big deal. Help them out a little bit. So that's when I say be creative in the emails that you send out. I don't, one thing I don't recommend is I don't recommend putting, like a subject line that's sort of misleading or something like that. That's why you'll notice with all of my subject lines, I just tell them straight up, buy one t-shirt, get one free. That's the offer. That's the subject line. I didn't see, a reason in the subject line to put something cute or something kind of like, well, curiosity driven, and they open it and then it's just a thing for a t-shirt sale. Because then I'm going to get a whole bunch of people opening it that really aren't probably going to click through. So I go ahead and take the route. Now there's more ways of doing this than one, but that's just the way that I typically do it. And you'll notice that most of the subject lines are kind of just very different. They're a little bit different, but and you get into the bodies of the emails, you'll see that I just say in here that's Reverend Barry's birthday, August 8th. We're celebrating by offering you a free gift from now until August 8th when you buy a t-shirt. I actually extended that. As you can see below, we don't have a lot of inventory, so hurry. When they're gone, they're gone. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to increase the sense of urgency. And I did have a guy who was having a hard time. He was having a hard time with the order form for some reason, but he did say something like, I want to make sure I order this shirt tonight because I don't want you to run out of stock. So it does. That's why I went ahead and these are legit inventories. I put, this is what we have left, and when they're gone, they're gone. We only have so many black women's t-shirts. We only have so many red, and so on and so forth. And I did that to increase the sense of urgency. Now you'll notice here on the second email, really all I did is I just slightly changed the subject line, slightly changed the first sentence, and then I just copied and pasted, or I just duplicated the original email. And you'll notice that I did change the offer midway through. Now I made it to where they could still get an autographed CD if they wanted, but we were just not selling too many of those, so I went ahead and I switched it over to say buy one t-shirt, get one free. And I stayed in there without spending a lot of time on it. I said, I've sent you a couple emails about my birthday t-shirt promotion. I've decided to make the offer even better. Now you can buy one t-shirt and get one free. That's right, a $30 value, yours free. And I did have a number of people that took us up on this offer. So again, it's okay for you to change in the middle of the promotion and just make it better. There's no sense in thinking to yourself, well, I better just go ahead and go through with this if nobody's buying. Go ahead and change it. Make the offer a little sweeter. I had success in the past with the buy one get one t-shirt free offer. Now I was hesitant to do it in the beginning because if I sell a lot of them, that means I go through quite a bit of inventory and I don't make as much money. But the numbers worked out to where I still made more money doing the buy one get one free than if I would have stuck at the rate that we were doing these autographed CDs.